Question 1. What is the tallest mountain in the world? A. K2, B. Kanchenjunga, C. Mount Everest, D. Lhotse. The answer is C. Mount Everest. Mount Everest is about 8,849 meters high and is known as Sagarmatha in Nepal. Question 2. Which desert is the largest hot desert in the world? A. Gobi, B. Sahara, C. Arabian, D. Kalahari. The answer is B. Sahara. The Sahara covers roughly 9 million square kilometers across North Africa. Question 3. What is the smallest continent? A. Europe, B. Australia, C. Antarctica, D. South America. The answer is B. Australia. Australia is the smallest continent and is also the world's 6th largest country. Question 4. What is the deepest lake in the world? A. Lake Superior, B. Caspian Sea, C. Lake Baikal, D. Lake Tanganyika. The answer is C. Lake Baikal. Lake Baikal reaches about 1,642 meters deep and holds a huge amount of fresh water. Question 5. Which country contains most of the Amazon rainforest? A. Colombia, B. Peru, C. Venezuela, D. Brazil. The answer is D. Brazil. Brazil contains roughly 60% of the Amazon rainforest. Question 6. What is the largest country in the world by area? A. Canada, B. China, C. USA, D. Russia. The answer is D. Russia. Russia spans more than 17 million square kilometers and 11 time zones. Question 7. Which mountain range separates Europe from Asia? A. Alps, B. Caucasus, C. Urals, D. Himalayas. The answer is C. Urals. The Ural Mountains stretch about 2,500 kilometers through western Russia. Question 8. What is the largest island in the world? A. Borneo, B. Madagascar, C. Greenland, D. New Guinea. The answer is C. Greenland. Greenland is the world's largest island, with about 80% covered by ice. Question 9. Which sea is the saltiest in the world? A. Red Sea, B. Dead Sea, C. Caspian Sea, D. Mediterranean. The answer is B. Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is several times saltier than normal seawater, making floating easy. Question 10. What is the capital of New Zealand? A. Auckland, B. Christchurch, C. Wellington, D. Hamilton. The answer is C. Wellington. Wellington is known as one of the world's southernmost national capitals. Question 11. Which country has the most volcanoes? A. Japan, B. Indonesia, C. USA, D. Philippines. The answer is B. Indonesia. Indonesia sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire and has more than 100 active volcanoes. Question 12. What is the longest mountain range in the world? A. Rockies, B. Himalayas, C. Andes, D. Alps. The answer is C. Andes. The Andes stretch along the western edge of South America for about 7,000 kilometers. Question 13. Which continent has the most countries? A. Asia, B. Europe, C. Africa, D. Americas. The answer is C. Africa. Africa has 54 internationally recognized sovereign countries. Question 14. What is the capital of South Korea? A. Busan, B. Incheon, C. Seoul, D. Daegu. The answer is C. Seoul. Seoul is a major global city and has been an important Korean settlement for centuries. Question 15. What is the largest lake in Africa? A. Lake Malawi, B. Lake Victoria, C. Lake Tanganyika, D. Lake Chad. The answer is B. Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria is Africa's largest lake by surface area. Question 16. Which strait separates Europe from Africa? A. Strait of Hormuz, B. Strait of Gibraltar, C. Bering Strait, D. Strait of Malacca. The answer is B. Strait of Gibraltar. The Strait of Gibraltar is only about 14 kilometers wide at its narrowest point. Question 17. What is the capital of Turkey? A. Istanbul, B. Izmir, C. Ankara, D. Bursa. The answer is C. Ankara. Ankara became Turkey's capital in 1923, replacing Istanbul. Question 18. Which country is known as the Land of Fire and Ice? A. Norway, B. Greenland, C. Iceland, D. Finland. The answer is C. Iceland. Iceland has both active volcanoes and large glacier, inspiring its famous nickname. Question 19. What is the longest river in Europe? A. Danube, B. Rhine, C. Volga, D. Thames. The answer is C. Volga. The Volga flows entirely through Russia and empties into the Caspian Sea. Question 20. What is the capital of Saudi Arabia? A. Jeddah, B. Mecca, C. Riyadh, D. Medina. The answer is C. Riyadh. Riyadh grew from a small oasis settlement into Saudi Arabia's modern political center. Question 21. Which ocean is the smallest? A. Indian, B. Southern, C. Arctic, D. Atlantic. The answer is C. Arctic. The Arctic Ocean is smaller than all four other major oceans. Question 22. What is the name of the largest coral reef system? A. Belize Barrier Reef, B. Mesoamerican Reef, C. Great Barrier Reef, D. New Caledonia Reef. The answer is C. Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef stretches for more than 2,300 kilometers along Australia's coast. Question 23. What is the capital of Nigeria? A. Lagos, B. Kano, C. Ibadan, D. Abuja. The answer is D. Abuja. Abuja became Nigeria's capital in 1991, replacing Lagos. Question 24. Which peninsula is Spain located on? A. Balkan, B. Scandinavian, C. Iberian, D. Italian. The answer is C. Iberian. The Iberian Peninsula also includes Portugal and lies in southwestern Europe. Question 25. What is the highest waterfall in the world? A. Niagara Falls, B. Victoria Falls, C. Angel Falls, D. Iguazu Falls. The answer is C. Angel Falls. Angel Falls drops about 979 meters in Venezuela, making it the world's highest waterfall. Question 26. Which country is home to Machu Picchu? A. Bolivia, B. Chile, C. Ecuador, D. Peru. The answer is D. Peru. Machu Picchu was built by the Inca civilization high in the Peruvian Andes. Question 27. What is the capital of Pakistan? A. Lahore, B. Karachi, C. Islamabad, D. Peshawar. The answer is C. Islamabad. Islamabad was purpose-built as Pakistan's capital and is known for its green surroundings. Question 28. Which two countries share the longest international border? A. USA and Mexico, B. Russia and China, C. USA and Canada, D. Brazil and Argentina. The answer is C. USA and Canada. The US-Canada border stretches for roughly 8,900 kilometers. Question 29. What is the driest place on Earth? A. Sahara Desert, B. Gobi Desert, C. Atacama Desert, D. Arabian Desert. The answer is C. Atacama Desert. Parts of Chile's Atacama Desert can go years with almost no measurable rainfall. Question 30. Which country has the most pyramids? A. Egypt, B. Mexico, C. Sudan, D. Peru. The answer is C. Sudan. Sudan has more ancient pyramids than Egypt, especially around the ancient kingdom of Kush. Question 31. Which river is the longest in Asia? A. Mekong, B. Ganges, C. Yangtze, D. Indus. The answer is C. Yangtze. The Yangtze runs about 6,300 kilometers through China. Question 32. What is the capital of Iran? A. Isfahan, B. Shiraz, C. Mashhad, D. Tehran. The answer is D. Tehran. Tehran sits at the foot of the Alborz Mountains and is Iran's largest city. Question 33. What is the largest country in South America? A. Argentina, B. Colombia, C. Brazil, D. Peru. The answer is C. Brazil. Brazil covers nearly half of South America's total land area. Question 34. Which city is known as the City of Canals? A. Amsterdam, B. Bangkok, C. Venice, D. Copenhagen. The answer is C. Venice. Venice is built across more than 100 small islands connected by bridges and canals. Question 35. What is the capital of Kenya? A. Mombasa, B. Nairobi, C. Kisumu, D. Nakuru. The answer is B. Nairobi. Nairobi is one of Africa's major business and technology centers. Question 36. Which country has the most land borders? A. Brazil, B. China, C. Russia, D. Germany. The answer is B. China. China shares land borders with 14 countries, tying Russia for the most. Question 37. What river flows through the most countries? A. Amazon, B. Danube, C. Nile, D. Rhine. The answer is B. Danube. The Danube flows through or borders 10 countries, more than any other river. Question 38. Which country is made up of over 17,000 islands? A. Philippines, B. Japan, C. Indonesia, D. Maldives. The answer is C. Indonesia. Indonesia is one of the world's largest archipelagos, stretching across Southeast Asia. Question 39. What is the capital of Argentina? A. Córdoba, B. Rosario, C. Buenos Aires, D. Mendoza. The answer is C. Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires sits on the western shore of the Rio de la Plata. Question 40. Which African country has the most pyramids? A. Egypt, B. Libya, C. Sudan, D. Ethiopia. The answer is C. Sudan. Many Sudanese pyramids were built by the ancient kingdom of Kush. Question 41. What is the name of the world's longest reef? A. Great Barrier Reef, B. Belize Reef, C. Red Sea Reef, D. Coral Triangle. The answer is A. Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is visible from space under suitable conditions and supports thousands of species. Question 42. Which city is known as the Pearl of the Indian Ocean? A. Mumbai, B. Colombo, C. Maldives, D. Seychelles. The answer is B. Colombo. Colombo is Sri Lanka's largest commercial city and a major Indian Ocean port. Question 43. What is the capital of Sweden? A. Gothenburg, B. Malmö, C. Uppsala, D. Stockholm. The answer is D. Stockholm. Stockholm is spread across 14 islands where Lake Mälaren meets the Baltic Sea. Question 44. Which country has the most freshwater resources? A. Canada, B. Russia, C. Brazil, D. USA. The answer is C. Brazil. Brazil has enormous freshwater resources, including part of the Amazon basin. Question 45. What is the world's largest bay? A. Hudson Bay, B. Bay of Bengal, C. Gulf of Mexico, D. Chesapeake Bay. The answer is B. Bay of Bengal. The Bay of Bengal covers more than 2 million square kilometers. Question 46. Which country has the highest average altitude? A. Nepal, B. Tibet, C. Bhutan, D. Bolivia. The answer is B. Tibet. The Tibetan Plateau is often called the roof of the world because of its extraordinary elevation. Question 47. What is the capital of Ethiopia? A. Diadowa, B. Mekelle, C. Addis Ababa, D. Hawassa. The answer is C. Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa sits at roughly 2,400 meters above sea level. Question 48. Which sea is between Europe and Africa? A. Black Sea, B. Caspian Sea, C. Red Sea, D. Mediterranean Sea. The answer is D. Mediterranean Sea. The Mediterranean connects to the Atlantic through the narrow Strait of Gibraltar. Question 49. What is the capital of Morocco? A. Casablanca, B. Marrakesh, C. Fez, D. Rabat. The answer is D. Rabat. Rabat became Morocco's capital in 1912 and sits on the Atlantic coast. Question 50. Which country is known as the roof of the world? A. Nepal, B. Bhutan, C. Tibet, D. Afghanistan. The answer is C. Tibet. The Tibetan Plateau contains some of the highest terrain on Earth. Question 51. What is the capital of Germany? A. Munich, B. Hamburg, C. Frankfurt, D. Berlin. The answer is D. Berlin. Berlin was divided during the Cold War and became Germany's capital again after reunification. Question 52. Which country has the most people per square kilometer? A. Bangladesh, B. Monaco, C. Singapore, D. Bahrain. The answer is B. Monaco. Monaco is extremely compact, with a very high population density. Question 53. What is the capital of Mexico? A. Guadalajara, B. Monterrey, C. Mexico City, D. Puebla. The answer is C. Mexico City. Mexico City was built near the site of the ancient Aztec capital Tenochtitlan. Question 54. Which country is the world's largest democracy? A. USA, B. Brazil, C. India, D. Indonesia. The answer is C. India. India has more than 1 billion citizens and holds national elections involving hundreds of millions of voters. Question 55. What is the capital of Indonesia? A. Surabaya, B. Bandung, C. Jakarta, D. Medan. The answer is C. Jakarta. Jakarta is a huge megacity on the island of Java and one of Southeast Asia's largest urban areas. Question 56. Which country has the highest GDP in the world? A. China, B. Japan, C. Germany, D. USA. The answer is D. USA. The United States has the world's largest nominal economy, with a major role in global finance. Question 57. What is the capital of Portugal? A. Porto, B. Braga, C. Lisbon, D. Faro. The answer is C. Lisbon. Lisbon is one of Western Europe's oldest cities and predates the Roman Empire. Question 58. Which country has no official capital city? A. Nauru, B. Palau, C. Tuvalu, D. Kiribati. The answer is A. Nauru. Nauru has no officially designated capital. Government offices are mainly located in Yeren district. Question 59. Which country is home to the Taj Mahal? A. Pakistan, B. Bangladesh, C. India, D. Nepal. The answer is C. India. The Taj Mahal was commissioned by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan as a mausoleum for Mumtaz Mahal. Question 60. What is the capital of Vietnam? A. Ho Chi Minh City, B. Da Nang, C. Hanoi, D. Hue. The answer is C. Hanoi. Hanoi has served as Vietnam's political center for centuries and became the national capital in 1945. Question 61. Which country has the most billionaires? A. China, B. Germany, C. India, D. USA. The answer is D. USA. The United States has long been home to the largest concentration of billionaire wealth. Question 62. What is the capital of Greece? A. Thessaloniki, B. Sparta, C. Corinth, D. Athens. The answer is D. Athens. Athens is one of the world's oldest continuously inhabited cities and was central to ancient democracy. Question 63. Which country is the world's largest oil exporter? A. Iraq, B. Iran, C. Russia, D. Saudi Arabia. The answer is D. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia controls some of the world's largest proven oil reserves and is a major global exporter. Question 64. What is the capital of Colombia? A. Medellín, B. Cali, C. Cartagena, D. Bogotá. The answer is D. Bogotá. Bogotá sits on a high plateau in the Andes at more than 2,600 meters elevation. Question 65. Which country has the most spoken languages? A. India, B. Papua New Guinea, C. Nigeria, D. Indonesia. The answer is B. Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea is home to more than 800 living languages, an extraordinary level of linguistic diversity. Question 66. What is the capital of Ukraine? A. Lviv, B. Odessa, C. Kharkiv, D. Kiev. The answer is D. Kiev. Kiev sits along the Dnieper River and has a history stretching back more than a millennium. Question 67. Which country is both in Europe and Asia? A. Georgia, B. Kazakhstan, C. Turkey, D. Azerbaijan. The answer is C. Turkey. Turkey's territory lies on both sides of the Bosporus, connecting Europe and Asia. Question 68. What is the capital of Thailand? A. Chiang Mai, B. Pattaya, C. Bangkok, D. Phuket. The answer is C. Bangkok. Bangkok's full ceremonial name is famously one of the longest place names in the world. Question 69. Which country has the most Nobel Prize winners? A. UK, B. Germany, C. USA, D. France. The answer is C. USA. The United States has produced a large number of Nobel laureates across science, literature, economics, and peace. Question 70. Which country invented democracy? A. Rome, B. Egypt, C. Greece, D. Persia. The answer is C. Greece. Ancient Athens developed a direct form of democracy around the 5th century BCE. Question 71. Which country has the most tourists annually? A. Spain, B. USA, C. China, D. France. The answer is D. France. France attracts millions of international visitors thanks to landmarks, cuisine, culture, and diverse landscapes. Question 72. What is the capital of the Philippines? A. Cebu City, B. Davao, C. Manila, D. Quezon City. The answer is C. Manila. Manila is one of the world's most densely populated capital cities. Question 73. Which country has the oldest written constitution still in use? A. UK, B. France, C. USA, D. Switzerland. The answer is C. USA. The U.S. Constitution was signed in 1787 and remains the foundation of the country's federal government. Question 74. What is the capital of Poland? A. Krakow, B. Gdansk, C. Lodz, D. Warsaw. The answer is D. Warsaw. Warsaw was heavily destroyed during World War II and later reconstructed. Question 75. Which country has the most coastline in Europe? A. Spain, B. UK, C. Norway, D. Greece. The answer is C. Norway. Norway's deeply indented coastline includes thousands of islands and spectacular fjords. Question 76. What is the capital of Bangladesh? A. Chittagong, B. Dhaka, C. Sylhet, D. Rajshahi. The answer is B. Dhaka. Dhaka is one of the world's most densely populated major cities. Question 77. Which country is the world's largest diamond producer? A. South Africa, B. Botswana, C. Russia, D. Canada. The answer is C. Russia. Russia produces large quantities of diamonds, including stones from the Siberian region. Question 78. Which country drinks the most coffee per capita? A. Italy, B. USA, C. Brazil, D. Finland. The answer is D. Finland. Finland consistently ranks among the world's highest coffee-consuming countries per person. Question 79. What is the capital of Chile? A. Valparaiso, B. Concepcion, C. Santiago, D. Antofagasta. The answer is C. Santiago. Santiago lies in a valley surrounded by the Andes and Chilean coastal range. Question 80. Which country has never been colonized in Africa? A. Ghana, B. Egypt, C. Ethiopia, D. Kenya. The answer is C. Ethiopia. Ethiopia successfully resisted Italian conquest at the Battle of Adwa in 1896. Question 81. What is the capital of Czech Republic? A. Brno, B. Ostrava, C. Prague, D. Pilsen. The answer is C. Prague. Prague's historic center includes a medieval astronomical clock that still attracts visitors today. Question 82. Which country has the most gold reserves? A. China, B. Germany, C. Russia, D. USA. The answer is D. USA. The United States holds more official gold reserves than any other country. Question 83. What is the capital of Romania? A. Cluj-Napoca, B. Timisoara, C. Bucharest, D. Brasov. The answer is C. Bucharest. Bucharest is sometimes nicknamed Little Paris because of its historic French-inspired architecture. Question 84. Which country has the world's oldest university? A. Italy, B. Egypt, C. Morocco, D. UK. The answer is C. Morocco. Al-Qarawiyyin in Fez was founded in 859 CE and is often cited as the world's oldest existing degree-granting institution. Question 85. What is the capital of Hungary? A. Debrecen, B. Miskolc, C. Pécs, D. Budapest. The answer is D. Budapest. Budapest was formed in 1873 through the unification of Buda, Buda, and Pest. Question 86. Which country produces the most rice? A. India, B. Vietnam, C. China, D. Thailand. The answer is C. China. China produces enormous quantities of rice, with much of it grown in fertile river valleys and plains. Question 87. What is the capital of Norway? A. Bergen, B. Trondheim, C. Stavanger, D. Oslo. The answer is D. Oslo. Oslo sits at the northern end of the Oslofjord and combines dense urban areas with extensive forests. Question 88. Which country has the longest rail network? A. China, B. Russia, C. India, D. USA. The answer is D. USA. The United States has an enormous freight rail system that spans the continent. Question 89. What is the capital of Austria? A. Salzburg, B. Graz, C. Linz, D. Vienna. The answer is D. Vienna. Vienna was once the center of the powerful Habsburg Empire and remains famous for classical music. Question 90. Which country is the world's largest natural gas producer? A. Iran, B. Qatar, C. USA, D. Russia. The answer is C. USA. The United States has become a major natural gas producer through large-scale shale gas extraction. Question 91. What is the capital of Belgium? A. Ghent, B. Antwerp, C. Bruges, D. Brussels. The answer is D. Brussels. Brussels hosts major institutions of the European Union and is often considered its de facto capital. Question 92. Which country has the most powerful passport? A. USA, B. Japan, C. Germany, D. Singapore. The answer is D. Singapore. Singapore's passport regularly ranks among the world's strongest for visa-free travel access. Question 93. What is the capital of Denmark? A. Aarhus, B. Odense, C. Aalborg, D. Copenhagen. The answer is D. Copenhagen. Copenhagen is home to the famous Nyhavn waterfront and one of the world's oldest monarchies. Question 94. Which country has the highest life expectancy? A. Japan, B. Switzerland, C. Singapore, D. Monaco. The answer is D. Monaco. Monaco's small population, high living standards, and strong healthcare contribute to its exceptional longevity. Question 95. What is the capital of Finland? A. Tampere, B. Turku, C. Espoo, D. Helsinki. The answer is D. Helsinki. Helsinki sits on the Baltic Sea and was founded in 1550 by King Gustav I of Sweden. Question 96. Which country has the most electric vehicles? A. USA, B. Germany, C. Norway, D. China. The answer is D. China. China has the world's largest electric vehicle market, supported by major domestic manufacturers and large-scale production. Question 97. What is the capital of Israel? A. Tel Aviv, B. Haifa, C. Nazareth, D. Jerusalem. The answer is D. Jerusalem. Jerusalem is one of the world's oldest and most historically significant cities. Question 98. Which country has the cleanest air? A. New Zealand, B. Iceland, C. Finland, D. Norway. The answer is B. Iceland. Iceland's small population and abundant renewable energy help limit many major sources of air pollution. Question 99. What is the capital of Switzerland? A. Geneva, B. Zurich, C. Lausanne, D. Bern. The answer is D. Bern. Bern's medieval Old Town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and features distinctive covered arcades. Question 100. Which country is the most visited in Africa? A. Kenya, B. Egypt, C. South Africa, D. Morocco. The answer is D. Morocco. Morocco attracts visitors with historic cities, Atlantic beaches, Atlas Mountains, and Sahara landscapes.